Clap. Hey guys, my name is Jalen Jones, digital producer here at WRAL, and I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend, Murph. And Murph is one of our great many, not political reporters, investigative reporters, sports reporters, Swiss Army knife. And today we're just going to talk about betting and everything. Man, we've got basically borderline NBA betting scandals. We got the NCAA trying to allow people to bet for pro sports, and then they're trying to roll that back because that's a bad idea, right? So just let's start from the top, Murph.
Yeah, earlier this month in October, the NCAA passed some rules that would have allowed Division I athletes to bet on pro sports. They could still not bet on college sports, but this was going to allow quarterback of your favorite team to bet on the Super Bowl or to bet on the NBA.
Yeah.
Mostly because policing that had become so difficult.
Yes.
Sports gambling is legal in about 38 states across the country, including right here in North Carolina. And how do you regulate if somebody's working in an allowed industry, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So gambling's allowed. You place a bet on the Super Bowl, and all of a sudden you're banned from your college team.
Mm-hmm.
I think they were just finding enforcement to be too difficult, too onerous.
Mm-hmm.
But there was huge pushback from the SEC and others, including some in the ACC. And now you see that just yesterday, the board of directors has pushed back those changes to sports betting, and there's a possibility those rules never even get passed.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And that would continue to prohibit college athletes from betting on professional sports, even though it may be legal in whatever state they live in.
Oh, man. So if I'm just a regular college student that walks on, let's say, at NC State right now, and I've been betting my couple years in college, and now I walk on, now I can't bet. And then I look at this rule, I'm like, oh, man, I'm about to make some extra money. Now I can't, man. What's going on here?
Yeah, I think people have been scared off by these NBA betting scandals that you talked about, right? Mm-hmm. There have been scandals in baseball as well. Because of the proliferation of sports betting, you can bet on anything. Yeah. You can bet if the next pitch is going to be a ball or a strike. Mm-hmm. You can bet unders on bench players like Jonte Porter.
Exactly.
Very few, even NBA diehards, even know who Jonte Porter is. But there was an entire market where you could bet him under rebounds, under points. And what's happened is that people have found you don't have to throw an entire game. Mm-hmm. You can just tell your buddies that the first pitch of the third inning is going to be a ball. And they can bet on that now. And so the prop market has gotten out of control, and they're finding it very difficult to decide where that line is. There's even been talk after this NBA gambling scandal that caught Terry Rozier.
Yes.
Jonte Porter was involved in a separate gambling schedule.
I'm going to pull that up for you.
Yeah, and so there's been talk about possibly limiting the market for these prop bets to maybe just star players, or you can only bet overs. You can't bet unders because it's too easy to say, oh, my foot hurts today.
Exactly.
And after 5 minutes, you're out of the game and all your unders hit. So this is something that the NBA is dealing with, that NCAA is dealing with, Major League Baseball is dealing with. I'm sure it's only a matter of time before the NFL and hockey get involved in this as well.
Absolutely. And guys, if you're watching this video, please like, subscribe, follow for more content like this. And hopefully, guys, you guys are going to get content that you're never going to get anywhere else. So let's dive into this NBA sports betting scandal. I got this pulled up for you. We was shocked. I was like, Chauncey Billups, the coach of the Blazers, is basically being arrested for what? Poker games?
Yeah, so this is a very complex scandal. There's actually kind of two separate cases happening at the same time.
Okay.
One, there are these poker games, these illegal poker games, where they're alleging that people have, glasses that allow you to see through the cards, know what's coming next, and they use either they're using athletes like Chauncey Billups and others to lure big fish into these games and then taking them for all their money. That part has probably been going on for a long time, right?
Yeah,
Illegal poker games,
yeah.
Big money people, guys who can throw around millions of dollars and not really think about it.
Absolutely.
The part that's more concerning, I think, if you're the NBA, is a separate case in which, Terry Rozier, who played for the Charlotte Hornets when this happened, is accused of a scheme of exploiting private information and then using that to tell his friends or associates how to bet.
Okay.
So if Terry Rozier, a lot of people bet unders, and this was flagged by the sports betting operators. They actually stopped taking bets on Terry Rozier because they noticed anomalies in the market. Why are so many people betting Terry Rozier unders for such large quantities of money? And then he ended up coming out of the game about 9 minutes in with a foot injury. And so all those under bets cashed.
Yeah.
There's been other talk about like Damon Jones. He's a very good friend of LeBron James. Found out that LeBron wasn't going to play in a game. And then there were text messages sent from Damon Jones to his friends to bet on, I think they were playing the Milwaukee Bucks, knowing that LeBron was not going to be that game before that information became public, and the sports books could adjust their lines. So there's a deep line there of what is, are people involved in the team who know right away. They get that information before it gets out to the public. Are they using that information to then bet? And it's all a bit head scratching because you realize Terry Rozier is making over $20 million a year. Chauncey Billups was the Finals MVP in 2004, and as a coach in the NBA, a precious commodity, right? There's not many of those jobs. Why would they be willing to risk all of that for a relatively small payout when it comes to gambling compared to what their salary is and what their salary could be? So, you never know what people's motivations are. Terry Rozier reporting has come out that faced a $3 million tax lien. So, guys get in financial trouble. Maybe they get in financial trouble playing in these poker games. They do. And then they use the information that they have about who's sitting out today, or I'll fake an injury to make it up to the people that they owe money to. So this is a real problem for professional sports. This is exactly what happened with the Black Sox scandal, right?
Yes.
People in 1919, Chicago White Sox players got involved with professional gamblers, people that they owed money to, and that's how we got the Black Sox scandal of them throwing the 1919 World Series.
Oh man, wow, you teaching me a little bit of history right there. And guys, if you guys don't know, both men are facing money laundering and wire fraud conspiracy charges. Their reasoning, I guess that information is going to come out down the line, man. And also, I did want to get your take on this. I don't know if you've heard this app called, is it Kalshi?
Yeah, this has become a huge. It's a predictive market, they say. Others say it's just gambling by another name.
I'm betting money, right?
Yeah, you can bet money on the outcome of all kinds of things. What will Jerome Powell say during his October press conference? That's the chairman of the Fed, who controls monetary policy in the United States. We're betting on what he might say during his press conference. So it's kind of crazy. They let you bet on elections, things that you're not allowed to bet through FanDuel or DraftKings here in the United States. But Kalshi, I don't know exactly how to pronounce it, but a lot of states are trying to crack down on these predictive markets that take that accept money and consider it a form of wagering.
I have a question on that. Like, one thing I'm kind of noticing as you're pointing this out. So, is it Kalshi? Is it Kalshi? I'm not sure per se. Look at the top. You see the title and your markets. Look at FanDuel over here. Gambling problem, call 877. It's like they're required. What are they doing to get around? Well, you probably don't know, but go ahead.
Yeah, and I mean, look at the sheer number of things you can bet on here. You can bet on companies, tech and science, culture, crypto. Obviously these sports wagering companies, you're limited to betting on professional sports. They're in North Carolina, for example. There's a giant book of regulations on the sports and events that you're allowed to wager on.
Yes.
And if you want to say bet on the hot dog eating contest, we got to go check the book. Make sure that if you're FanDuel or DraftKings, that you're even allowed to offer odds on that. It's very highly regulated. These other markets are coming and trying to disrupt this. They're not being regulated at all. And states are trying to figure out exactly how to handle these predictive markets.
Man, I can see why the NCAA is rolling this back, because if I'm let's say a behind the scenes worker, I'm an athletic trainer. Yeah, I'm interested in, let's say, I don't know, baseball championship. You can bet on that, or you can bet on the NCAA mayor. Like
right. Elections are off limits to the sports books. In other countries, including England, you can bet on political events. In the United States, we've banned that, but right here, you can put your money down on which side you think the New York City mayoral election is going to come out. I would point out one other thing.
Go ahead.
And that is, I lost my train of thought there, but some of the sports gambling stuff here in North Carolina, like that money is going to the universities.
Yes, we talked about that.
And so there's a question about how one of the reasons the ACC passed their rules about injury reports was because they didn't want to put those people, the trainers, the student managers, in the position of having information that wasn't yet public and being able to move lines. And the ACC said they were hearing stories of people leaning on those people for information. Around a football team, there's hundreds of people involved in it. There's student managers, student trainers, regular trainers, sports information people that have information about who might play and who might not play before that information is public. And they were, you know, these sports betting companies and others in setting the line need to know, is your quarterback going to play? Is your running back going to play?
Exactly.
That information becomes very valuable.
Oh, man.
And so the ACC said, no, you got to release it publicly now.
Oh, man, you're blowing my mind right
You
now.
got to release it publicly, and that way they're not under pressure to, hey, I have this information, can I do something with it? Either nefarious or, hey, I have this information, I happen to tell a buddy of mine, now he's betting, he's telling somebody else. That, when information is kept secret, then it becomes more valuable. And so that's one reason that teams in the ACC now have to release these injury reports.
Wow, I did not put two and two together. Well, here's what I'll say. I think we're going to do this again. We're going to wrap up this betting conversation, man. It's been real. And Murph, thank you for all that you do. And guys, again, like, subscribe if you like this video. And guys, you guys are going to get content that you guys are not going to get anywhere else.